Welcome, friends. Let us together rebuild this world so that we may live, laugh, and lore.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Not listening. I'm not listening.
Oh, that took.
Program loaded and ready.
Make it so.
Welcome to the Live, Laugh, Lore Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Tony.
And I'm Mark.
Mark, what's today? The day of all days.
Yes, it's the end of year episode.
End of the year of our lore. Part 2. The Segundo.
Can you believe it, Tony? It's been 2 years.
I can't. So we save our files, you know what I mean? Just look behind the curtain. We save them based on episode numbers, and the fact that it's 52 is wild to me. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. It's awesome. I mean, I'm very proud of us, and I'm also very just like in awe on the level of, wow, we really did have this much content in our heads.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy to think about that. Equally crazy to think back that, throughout all this process there's so much learning curves and everything, and it's been an enjoyment throughout the whole process.
Yes.
I mean, I really have enjoyed this process, and it's one of those things where I think I was always generally kind of nervous of like, oh man, let's just hit 10 episodes. That's all I want to do. Let's hit 10 episodes. You know, you can see what's going on. And the fact that we're seeing 52 now, that's really cool.
Right.
How's your feeling about it, Mark? Because, I mean, it's been 2 years. I mean,
Yeah, it's
similar thought process.
similar thought process. It's not the right way to say it. Like, I knew we were going to hit this because if we kept going.
Yeah.
Right? But it's more of it's still surreal that we've made it so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I guess I have no doubt we were going to hit it.
Yeah.
But it's also crazy to think that, like, yeah, we've persisted 2 years. You know what I mean? There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of learning. But yeah, so talking about all this stuff and just want to kind of go over just a quick little bit of announcement. But just wanted to really kind of start reiterating that it's so awesome. We have hit here. It's fantastic. Now, we are not ending the pod. That's not what I'm going for.
No, we're not.
But I do want to say we are going to slow the pace a little bit. We've been recording and then putting out episodes about every 2 weeks. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. But, of course, everyday life, peers are going to keep growing. You're planning a wedding, getting married, everything like that. So
jobs. We're just humans, Tony.
Yeah, we are humans in the basement talking to each other just like old times.
And Paul refuses to be our full-time editor, so it's just the way it is.
Paul, actually, this is all Paul.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Listeners, send in your thoughts on Paul being head editor,
This is all Paul.
Yeah.
But but with all that being said though, so we are going to slow the pace. We're thinking, and this is still, kind of TBD, nothing's in stone, but I think the overall thought process that we've been discussing is doing an episode a month, so 12 episodes. Mm-hmm. And what that's going to look like, we're still not sure. Right. The breakdown, because we kind of had a really good, well, that was the other thing too. I feel like we hit a stride in year one, we were trying to figure stuff out, episode layouts and what we're going to talk about, and probably about halfway through we got a structure. Mm-hmm. Then year two we just stuck to that structure, and that was a lot of good. That was good on us for. When I say good, meaning it was very helpful because then we knew. Oh, okay. By the way, first episode it's going to be this kind of mix up, this thought process.
Our first planning sessions were a little chaotic.
Yeah,
but then they got more structured, and we were able to.
Felt like an actual business, which is kind of funny. Instead of just us going, that'd be kind of cool to talk about. Yeah. And then, having guest episodes every 5 episodes. So the reason why I'm bringing all that up is the fact of we're not quite sure what the structure is going to look like for 12.
Yeah.
But we do know that we're still going to have guests.
Yep.
We're still going to be doing fun games. We're still going to be deep diving.
What ifs, all we're still going to do it.
Yes.
We just don't know how much of what,
Exactly.
When, how, where.
Exactly.
Still going to take your suggestions, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Absolutely send those in.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's really just kind of it. So that's really the announcement. Mm-hmm. So let's just get that out of the way before we get to the year of our lore, of course. But I did want to get that out of the way. And I also want to get your initial thoughts because seeing 52 is so crazy.
It is.
Also, the fact that, having this decision to now go back, this is a very this is good news. You know what I mean? Like, this is very positive news, ironically, because it sounds like, well, you're making less content. That's not good. But it's like, no. This is going to be much more focused content that we can have more time planning, more time executing, and just overall just help us out because, if we were a part of some corporate overlord and we had like bust us out at a record or label or whatever, we're not musicians, but you know what I mean, then that'd be a different story. But the fact that this is our own passion project, there's no reason why we shouldn't do things to maximize that passion, maximize the overall efficiency and effectiveness on how we feel we're doing on these episodes.
Yes.
And the very last thing on all that, sorry, it sounds like I'm a senator, politicking all this, but really what I do want to say is the fact that we just really want to make sure that we are proud of the content which is coming out and we can really give it our all.
Yes.
Not saying that we haven't been, not saying that we can't. We're just noticing that life's getting busier. This is tougher.
Yeah.
Still love it. So,
Yeah.
without further ado, Mark, any other comments on that? Don't want to...
No, that's it. We're just busy adults and we have other things to take care of, but this is still our passion and we don't want this to become a chore.
No, never.
We want to still enjoy it every time we do it and all that.
And we did talk about it. We're like, sitting down here never feels like a chore.
No,
Mark,
but
I could talk to you for hours.
No, it's the back end.
Yeah, it's the back end. It's the things that listeners don't see. It's the, editing, the posting, everything like that, and all these different things too. So, and then also like, there's so many, we can try to figure it all out. So either way, we always said it since the beginning. It's been 2 years. We're learning all this stuff and everything, and I can't wait to see how we flex and mold this as we keep moving forward. So,
right.
Absolutely. So, by the time we do Year of Our Lore 3, it won't be 52.
Right.
Yeah. So, 64. Whoa, N64? We could do a whole N64 episode.
Wait, no, it would be 64.
It would be 64.
And 64. That would be perfect. Yeah.
Dude, done. All right. Future Tony and Mark. Noted.
Yeah.
Noted.
Check.
Yeah,
Put it in. Put it in the storyboard.
Put it in. Actually, that's the first topic. Hey, Year of Our Lore, too. Hey, what are we going to play for Year of Lore 3? But no, so Mark, let's actually get to brass tacks here,
Yeah,
right?
let's have
get
fun
to the
now.
episode. Let's have fun. We got the logistics out. So, Mark, overall, we did this last year. So this is kind of my question for you.
Yep.
Right back at you. Kind of talked about it a little bit, but not to belabor the point. But what do you think is some of the biggest, best moments you've had in this year? And also some of the biggest, learning curves, right?
Yes.
What's your kind of thought?
So I really liked my holiday lores.
Nice.
Learning a lot about that, whether it was President's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas,
Halloween.
Wow, 4th of July.
Whoa,
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
I pretty much
Covered
all the
everything.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed that because it kind of mixed, because I also have a passion for history, and so it mixed the two together. So that was really cool for me.
Yeah, love it.
As far as biggest learning stuff, I really love the D&D one-shot because I had never really played it before. That was probably one of my favorite episodes of this year.
Yeah.
Maybe a one-shot part 2. And
I would love it. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally would love it.
Plus, we just covered some other things. We got into Avatar: The Last Airbender this year, which I love. We didn't touch on that at all, I don't think, in the first year.
We always talked about it. It was always in the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just never got into it.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll release our actual show notes, and then people can see how organizedly dysfunctional we are.
Yeah. So we did some good stuff. I did notice this, Tony, when I was looking back at all the episodes we've done this year.
Yep.
We've talked about Lord of the Rings, but we never had a dedicated Lord of the Rings episode this year.
Really?
Yeah, it's always been flavored in.
Wow.
But it was never the main theme of an episode.
That's crazy, because that was one of our first, when we first, year one, we were nervous. We're like, ooh, we might be doing too much Lord of the Rings.
I know.
I think we press the brakes too
hard.
hard.
We got to come back in the middle somewhere.
Gotcha. No, it's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I was shocked, because I'm like, of course we talked about Lord of the Rings.
I felt like we did.
And if we look at some episodes, like the headcanons, we talked about it a little bit. And,
yeah.
Or no, we didn't. We just talked about Harry Potter and Star Wars.
Yeah,
so we didn't even
Star Wars. But there's a couple games we talked about.
Yes,
yeah, we had a lot of mini games.
We didn't dive into any
big topics
in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. But that's okay.
Well, Mark,
there's plenty of franchises out there.
Yeah, plenty of franchises, but also I will still never forget the fact of your battle when we were rethinking the overall Hobbit. When we were doing that, I'm sorry, it was Lord of the Rings. Those what ifs. When you brought the Blue Wizards in, you can't top it.
No,
sometimes you gotta
change the game.
Yeah,
Tony,
you gotta
change the game.
Put it on the back burner. It already cooked. You know what I mean? You don't burn it. You know what I mean? But no, we definitely should look back at that. Yeah, I think for me,
especially since this year, I guess 2026, 25th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh,
coming to a theater near you. You know?
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, they're re-showing it.
Special extended editions.
They better be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's theatrical versus.
That's
true.
That's
what I was like. Yeah. Dude, if it was theatrical, that'd be. Dude, come on.
Yeah.
Of the special popcorn tin, that'd be pretty cool too. If AMC brought it back.
Probably the only ones that I would consider buying. depending
Oh,
on what it would
yeah.
look like.
I've
Star
never been
Wars was the
about
Kylo
Bourne.
Ren helmet. I don't really want that. You know,
No.
if it was Vader, maybe.
If they made his helmet look a little different,
Yeah,
I would have been so in. But it was. I know what they were doing. They were doing a Vader inspired helmet, but they should have took a little less inspiration.
yeah.
It's so cool, but it is what it is. And then when they fixed it and it was all red, I think I was like, oh, okay, now we're cooking.
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, when I'm looking back at it, favorite moments, legitimately, I would probably say the D&D one shot. Of course, I love all the episodes, love all the guests and everything, but that one was the one I was kind of like the most nervous about. Probably the most I did prep, just trying to, hey, how do I get all this in a time slot that kind of is reasonable, so it's not like 4 hours, you know what I mean? I still think it was like 3.5, but
Yeah.
still, figuring all that out, having all that fun. I think that was also kind of like the biggest learning curve for me too on that episode, was kind of figuring that out and going, okay, what can I do and kind of ensure that we're all good to go. Very other learning curve I want to talk about is my Audacity updated, even though I told it not to update. Lost all my compressors, like all my settings and everything. So then relearning that and reapplying all that was a big learning curve. So
Yeah, I every time I open Audacity, it says, "Do you want to update?" I say no.
Skip.
I skip it. I skip it every time.
I don't know what possessed me. I wasn't even thinking. It was one of those things I saw pop up. And in Windows, normally it goes, okay, then cancel. So cancel is the second one on the right side. But in Audacity, when it opens up, the right button is install. The left button is skip. So I pressed the right one, wasn't even thinking, and it started installing. Yes. And then I lost everything. I was like, okay. But that was kind of like the bigger learning curve. So that was kind of my question for you, Mark. But I wanted to get that out of the way because we did that last year, and I wanted to make sure we go full circle on it. I think it's also important every single year to reflect
Yes.
on what we're doing. And the overall episodes were so much fun. I mean, there's some great topics in there. Good deep dives. I think that was another fun one for me. I really like the fact that we went through and we're doing some deep dive. And also another honorable mention for my end, once again, sorry for belaboring the point, but I do want to belabor this point. One Piece is a lot of episodes. Learn that, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it
But it
is.
is also a lot of fun to go through and to talk about that in real time. I think that was a lot of fun too. So I'll probably put that number 2, but D&D one shot.
Yeah.
My number 1. That was probably my favorite moment. So, Mark, I've got some listener questions as well.
Okay.
Great. Guess I was about to say this one is actually from our soon-to-be editor, Paul.
Perfect. Let's hear it.
So, first one's a comment, and we totally appreciate it, Paul. Thank you, by the way, Paul. You do take a lot of flack. We love you. You know that. But also, be our editor. No, I'm joking. Yeah. So, he said, love the episodes like RuneScape and Street Fighting. You guys, will you guys make any more episodes about future video game lore? Also, the progression of N64 to PC, Super Mario Bros., Legends of Zelda, Elder Scrolls, Witcher, Assassin's Creed, etc. So, it sounds like, really like the episodes.
Yeah.
Question of, what can we start doing in the way of doing new lore, new episodes, and everything like that. Really, 2 things. Paul, I totally appreciate the question. And the second thing is actually, so I've been playing through The Witcher. So that's something we could talk about. Witcher 3.
Sure. Yep.
And Mark, I don't know if you saw. I'd be shocked if you didn't. We probably should have talked about this before the pod, but I'll tell you about it now. Fable is releasing gameplay images of their brand new game, and it looks sweet.
I'm so excited. So
So-
we can obviously do a whole Fable episode.
Yeah.
I think the Super Mario franchise would be another great episode. I mean, there's
For
so much
sure.
content there. There's so many games that have been part of that. Like,
yeah.
I told Taylor the other day, she figured out that Donkey Kong was the original villain. In the original
Yeah.
arcade game, it was Donkey Kong who kidnapped Peach.
Uh-huh.
And then Bowser came in later. So there's a lot there.
So I think, yeah. And then the other thing, too, is we could always kind of grab in people who are, like, experts. I mean, I feel like we could do good as well, but it might be
yeah.
nice because there's
certainly-
some really hardcore Mario.
Yeah.
Also, Legends of Zelda, Elder Scrolls, all those things are really awesome. And I really like the fact that Paul's asking us in the way of, like, progression, right, of
Yeah.
game lore. So it's really cool to see where it's starting and where it's going.
Absolutely. So I have one that actually is pretty connected to that, Tony.
Ooh, nice. Keep rocking and rolling.
And this is from a coworker of mine, but he wants to know if these video games. Well, he was specifically asking about RuneScape, but I think it can be adapted
Applicable.
to all video games.
Nice.
Have they lost their mystery or their edge, Tony? Because all the older games, like the solutions are all online, and any new ones are instantly data mined,
Yeah.
so you can find all the solutions online. Do you think that the challenge has been, dissipated, or the interest in them? You can just look everything online now instead of trying to figure it out the hard way.
1,000%. So, Mark, this is actually a fantastic question. Thanks for your coworker, too.
Yeah.
And I think we can just go into this now. We could do like a whole episode on it, but since it's more a philosophy question, let's just rip into it now. I truly believe there's something a little bit lost. And this is not me against like the Twitch industry. It's not me against whatever, but video games have been evolving, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, way back when, you had to pay a quarter at this arcade, go play the games. Then you have home consoles. Then the home consoles where you play these games, and if you got like stuck, there's no, search engine. You can't Google anything. You couldn't have the internet, so people would buy books to help them kind of on their way.
Right.
Or they had call centers. Like literally, they had no joke call centers where you can call Nintendo and, hey, here's Brian from whatever. Oh, what part you suck at? You know what I mean? Like, it's just really cool to see the evolution of that. And then we're now getting home consoles where we're all sitting down, all having fun playing Mitch masking at 3 a.m. All split screen. And then now we're getting more into the evolution of these now really big, beautiful games, but are typically more single player, or they're multiplayer in a sense of you have to have your own individual console and you're all playing online. And then also the fact that you have internet and Twitch streamers playing these things where really the exploration and self-solving is really not there, because every single one of these games, you can look up the most optimized build. And the funny thing is even these older games, people are now making challenges for themselves, like Twitch streamers. They're like, how can you beat Super Mario's with the minimum amount of A presses? That's literally a challenge. Like, it's crazy. Like, and there's YouTubers who are like going in and solving this and everything like that. So it's amazing to me seeing the evolution of video games and seeing the evolution of technology and the evolution of information all coming together.
Yeah.
Some people can look at that and go, oh, this is the death of this. Or what I like to do, but this is pertaining to the question, is when I buy a video game, like Elden Ring, I was like, I am not going to search a single thing.
Right.
Not going to do it. Like, let's just have fun and play this. Hollow Knight and also Silksong, same thing. Wasn't going to look anything up. If I ran into something, I'll look it up, but I only look up that one thing and then I'll put it to the side. So it's almost like it's amazing that all those resources are out there. So if you want to enjoy the game, min-maxing it, you can, because you can watch all these YouTubers, these Twitch streamers, these, research, and you can totally do that. Or you can have the self-restraint and go, no, I'm going to do this by myself and go. So in my mind, is it like a loss of something? Sometimes, because I think the easy mode is you can look this up and you solve it. But I also think it's almost like a beautiful thing, because it's probably getting more people passionate about a game that they might not have been passionate about because they don't think they could have solved it. But now they have the resources to solve it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was also kind of it's an optimistic answer. Because emotionally, I want to say, yes, all these games have kind of lost their flair because all these people are... Now let me go maybe more on the negative. I went positive, but let me go to the negative. I will say Twitch gaming, I think, is tough because as we get older, I only have so many hours to game.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so difficult for me to go on these multiplayer games because it's like I go on, it's like, dude, I'm worried about all these other things, like paying mortgage, doing whatever, and I'm getting destroyed by someone whose full-time job is just to play this game. It's like, of course they're going to win. Like, that's not fun for me anymore. Or, like, you're playing with these people, and all of a sudden, like, someone in your party who might not have a lot going on or whatever, they're level 100 and you're level 5, and, yeah, it's kind of that. So that kind of spark is losing it for me a bit with multiplayer games because it's like, I can't put the time and effort into those games as much as I would like to. But I've got other obligations and stuff like that, like podcasts, being a good husband, being a good father, everything like that, all building into it. Like, literally, I just wait for Peter to go to bed, and I have, like, a maybe 2-hour window to do something I want, whether it's reading or playing a game. So
yeah,
it's tough spending those 2 hours playing against people who are doing it all day, or they have the optimized build and can do all this stuff. So it has lost in that sense, but I do want to be optimistic and go, please, please, please. I really hope it gets a little bit better. Yeah. What's your thoughts, though, Mark?
I 100% agree with everything you said. I think there's definitely pros and cons. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've looked up how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not... So, like, for example, when I was playing Hogwarts Legacy, I didn't look up anything during the campaign because I really wanted to enjoy the game and figure out what it was.
Yep.
It was when I was done and I was trying to max out the journal.
You got to.
And there's, like, balloons in all over the map, and I'm like, okay, where I thought I got them all. Where's the last set of balloons? Kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know. Then you look up all the locations.
I did that for the Alohomora
Oh, yeah.
statues. I was like, I was like, how does anyone get to level 3 without knowing this? Like,
Yeah.
I look it up. I couldn't find. I don't know.
Yeah. And so it's good in that regard. It can help you like max out the game, right? But I mean, some people can. I mean, if that's what they want, they can do that. If they just want to follow the wiki or watch this on Twitch, yeah, personal preference.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So good, bad. It's like everything else. I mean,
It's all in moderation,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's like you're only going to be as good as how you use it. And
Yes.
But I think sometimes the easy mode is looking stuff up, or you're facing against people who are min-maxing, and it does kind of take it out because it's like, hey, I'm having like a rule of cool or fun with this game. Like I'm playing a class or a character that I just want to play. I think they're cool, and it's not the meta character, you know. So that's why, honestly, in order for me to maintain the fun of video games and everything, I actually don't play that many multiplayer games anymore. I almost exclusively play solo player games, just because it's hard getting friends to be like, hey, Pierre just went down. Let's go play a game really quick. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, halfway through the game, he wakes up, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go grab him. You know, I can't really pause. So
Yeah.
solo player games make that a little bit more
Because if you do, you're dead.
achievable.
You get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, whatever. It's all good, but at the same time too, it's tougher because some of these video games now are all about, you know, surviving long enough, and if you don't die, then you get the loot. But if you do die, then you do loot, and then
Right.
you can't progress as quickly as someone who is surviving. So
Yeah. And then there's some games that you automatically respawn, right?
yep,
So you're going to constantly die. That's going to mess everything up.
exactly.
It's not like Battlefront where you have to select to respawn.
And then you can just sit there. You know what? That's
Yeah.
lost a little bit.
You know,
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. Yeah, you would have to select a respawn area and all that. And the fact that, yeah, and like I don't really care about KD stuff like that, but no, it is. Yeah, it is what it is. But and it's also like once again, it's good evolution of information game. I'm so excited to see where the gaming industry is going. I think it'll be all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one on Paul is he said, word on the street is that Tony, am about 1/3 done with One Piece. And he said, save all the good 102 episodes for our next, One Piece corner that we're doing. But he's saying, what's your thoughts so far? It's awesome. I really didn't think I was going to like One Piece. I kind of talked about it in the previous episodes. I thought the animation was kind of silly. The writing didn't seem whatever. But, man, they are just cooking to a point where it's just unbelievable. Like, the writing is fantastic. The character development, it's genuinely a really good time. And another kind of cheat code I have been doing with it, so instead of just watching straight One Piece, I've been putting on, well, it's subbed, dubbed. You always know I'm a dub man, come on. But the fact that I can just listen to it, I know the characters, I know kind of where they're at, and I'll do miniature painting and miniature putting together with Warhammer.
Yeah, there you go.
So, it's fun. It's been a good background for doing another hobby. It's been a lot of fun.
Are you about 1/3 or are you more than 1/3, you think, done?
It's a good question. I'm like 400 plus, so
What is there, how many?
1,000 and some change.
1,000,
But it's always weird because I only see dubbed, which is a little different than the subbed, which is also different than the manga. So when someone's like, "Are you caught up?" It's like, what do you mean caught up? Like with the manga, the anime, and then
The dubbed,
also what anime?
dubbed episodes are different than the sub episodes?
Only because the subs come out first and then dub happens after,
Right.
so there's a lag.
Okay. I thought you meant like the content of the episode was
Oh,
different.
no.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
pure lag.
Yeah,
The
lag, yeah.
content, the only thing different of content, and there might be just phrases and words switched around, so it's not like nothing crazy.
Right.
It's not like
You can't-
Luffy goes
you,
off.
You got to translate Japanese to English. It's the
Yes,
whole thing.
and there's some translation areas where it's like you really don't have something here, so you
Yeah.
have to like colloquially do it. One of my favorite one is Bon Clay. When he talks to Straw Hat Luffy, he calls him Straw Boy. But if you, which I love, I think that's a great one. But when you go to subbed, he calls him Straw Chan. Like Chan is kind of like an honorific.
yeah.
Same, but for them to then bring it back over to here, Nami Swan, Nami Chan, there's a different one. So I actually really like the dub version of him because saying Nami Swan is so much more fun, and then saying Straw Boy is just hilarious.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy it.
Not Mr. Straw or
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, that would also sound silly too.
It would,
but,
yeah.
but basically, yeah, it is. So, but I've been really enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. And then same one. So this is kind of a part 2 of that question. But he said, okay, if you had to rewatch one TV show for the rest of your life, what would it be? Also, kind of similar to our first question, is if you had to replay one game in your life, what would it be for the rest of your life?
It's good questions.
And also, sorry, just to round it out, very last one for Paul. I said, "Who's your favorite guest on the podcast?" And he said, "Better be me." Next question. All right. But sorry, go back to the original one. So
Yeah, so one TV show for the rest of my life. I would
gun to your head, man. What's your thoughts? You know? Do you have anything?
Yeah, I guess I would choose probably Parks and Recreation.
Really?
I think so.
I was okay. Nice.
It's just something you can put on the back. It always makes me laugh.
Yeah. Yep. I was gonna do Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Easy.
Because I'm not always into, I love, like, dramas and stuff like that, too, but I can't watch that forever,
No.
Something lighthearted like Parks and Rec, I could watch forever.
Yeah. Because
as
Big
far
Bang
as TV shows.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory was kind of a second one for me. Comfort show, kind of one of the.
Yeah,
but,
Big Bang Theory is close number 2.
Yeah, I would have to choose Star Trek. There's just so much wisdom sometimes in those episodes, and I need to hear it from, that kind of format, and I'm like, oh, okay, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like, just recently I've been struggling with, you know what I mean? Some interpersonal relationship with coworkers and all that fun stuff. Everyone does it, right? If you work in any office or you watch The Office, you understand interpersonal relationships, whatever. And there's literally a Star Trek episode like dealing with interpersonal relationships on the Enterprise, or another one that was on Deep Space Nine. And watching the episode, I'm like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
This was made like 20 years ago, and they're having advice that's affecting my life now. It's amazing. So seeing that content and going full circle, it's great. So I've been really enjoying it. And then game. Do you have any thought on a game?
Yeah, so it's either Hogwarts Legacy was great, but I don't think that's the answer.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, whoa.
I think it's Fable 2.
Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to also throw a wrench. I don't think you're going to expect what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because knee-jerk reaction, I'm going to be like, oh, Skyrim. But honestly, I think it'd be Stardew Valley.
Really?
Really, really. It's so much fun. Another thing, too, is something that I'm playing. That means Jen and I can play it together.
Yeah.
Jenna loves Stardew Valley. And it's just such a fun, cozy game that you can just kind of turn your brain off. It's not stressful. It's not anything. Skyrim's good, but there's fundamentally it is an RPG. You can only do stealth archer so many times. Like, it would kind of get old. And not to say that Stardew Valley wouldn't get old, but there's a lot of different, I don't know. I guess you're right. The content would be the same. So maybe let's not vote on whether it gets stale or anything like that. But yeah, I would do Stardew Valley.
Nice.
Yeah. Plus, then Jen and I could play it too. That'd be kind of one of the bigger reasons.
Yeah.
So that's all Paul's questions. You got another one?
Yes. Okay, so this one is from a college buddy of mine. And he would like to know, so we talked about a lot of franchises that have dragons, Tony.
Ooh.
And he wants us to discuss a dragon battle
Okay.
between the Hungarian Horntail, Saphira,
Oh. I was expecting the Chinese fireball.
Drogon, and Smaug.
Whoa.
He tried to pull one from each
Each
of them.
one.
Yeah.
Drogon, Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Well, it's funny because there's some wyverns in there, not dragons.
Yes.
Yeah. Man. Assuming Saphira's also not hindered because she doesn't have a dragon rider with her.
Right. That's
You know
the
what I
assumption.
mean?
That's the assumption.
Yeah. She's at full strength.
Yes.
All good. But also, if you had a dragon rider around here, that's way too much. You know what I mean? Honestly, if I really had to think about it, I think Saphira would win out. And the only reason why is I think it's her magical abilities. That was one of the only times where dragons were possessing and executing magical abilities. Like them just existing, that's one thing, but to actually produce magical abilities was pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's either Saphira or Smaug. And I think it's because they're sentient, they're intelligent.
You're right,
They
Smaug.
almost
Yeah,
have,
yeah. Other than a beast calling,
the Horntail and Drogon are just kind of like feral wild animals, right?
yeah.
So a little strategy and those could take him down. So Smaug is huge, right? He could, if he got a bite of Saphira, she's dead.
Yeah, you're right.
But he's also egotistical, and I think Saphira could probably use that to her advantage.
Yeah.
So it really depends on space or,
What's the ground, too? Because, if Smaug's defending his horde,
Oh, yeah.
no chance.
You're right.
But if Saphira's defending her dragon rider, no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends on the
You're right.
situations.
I think you're totally right. And sentience does play a role into it. There's no way. I mean, I would probably say, their raw draconic powers would be a lot stronger in Drogon and the Chinese Fireball, right? Hungarian Hortail. Sorry,
Yeah.
I said it earlier because I was quoting Barty Crouch Jr. Or Barty Crouch. Sorry, but senior. But the fact of I think their overall Draconic powers or abilities would be much stronger because they are so feral.
Yeah,
but
but it does
brains
not
over
weigh-
brawn.
Yeah.
There's no way you're. Yeah. I like that.
I feel like I guess I don't really know the sizes. I don't know. Horntail might be the smallest. I don't. Saphira's not a huge dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Drogon's not huge either, but we know Smaug is gigantic. So
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Because look at the city of Dale. He's like half that city.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe you should put on the charm and just hope he sleeps in his dragon heart and just like, or gold hoard and
Yeah.
just like, leave him be. I don't know. No, I really like that question. I like the, I like a little
right.
fight night.
Yeah.
Fight night.
Yeah.
And actually, speaking of that, this is Joe's question.
All
So,
right. Friend of the pod, Joe.
friend of the pod, Joe. Another big one is the fact of another games. So alongside with games,
Good. Okay.
we didn't even plan. We were gonna be surprised with all these questions, but they're perfectly going in line. So
Yes. Yeah.
appreciate everybody who's giving all these feedback. But a lot of would you rather's here. So number 1, be top 10 in the world in Quidditch, which you can choose your position, or be top 10 in the world in Wizard's Chest. The Bobby Fischer of the Wizarding world.
Interesting. Say that again. Let me.
Would you rather be the top 10 in the world in Quidditch, and you can choose your position, or would you rather be the top 10 in a Wizard's Chess?
That's a very interesting question, Tony. Let me break it down. You'll get more fame and glory if you go the Quidditch route, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think you'd feel more personal achievement in the chess route. Me personally, I'd probably do the chess route. I like watching sports, Tony.
Yeah,
But I'm not the biggest sport player because I'm not very coordinated.
My man.
So,
My man.
so I think I'd rather do the chess.
Yeah, I'm the same boat.
Also,
There's like some notoriety that you get with Quidditch, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I promise you, like, Magnus Carlsen, now he's like the most famous chess player in the world. You know, if he was in a Walmart versus, like, I don't know, who's a famous football player? Any of them?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, thank you. Hey, thanks. And then Joe Burrow in a grocery store. I promise you, 99% is going to know Joe Burrow, and that 1% will know Magnus.
That's true. Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I'd be the person to be like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Magnus. Yeah,
So you can have the money, but not the invasion of privacy.
Exactly.
Which is
exactly.
kinda nice.
That's all
Yeah.
you want. That's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
Also, you know, galleons, do they even matter in the Wizarding
Right.
world? I mean, come on. All you need is moldy bread and you can feed yourself for like 2 days.
Oh, yeah,
Your
you're good.
money. I mean,
Yeah.
what the heck? You can live off that. Really simple. So, another Harry Potter one is the fact of, would you rather be indirectly responsible for sending Sirius Black to Azkaban? More or less Joe's kind of being like, it's almost like a Judas thing where, you know, you kind of hear inklings and you're kind of believing all the propaganda and everything, and you're like, hey, we gotta lock this guy away, and you get him away. Or would you rather be fiercely loyal to Dolores Umbridge? And I'm going to summarize some of these points because I don't know if I can say them on the pod, but he's like, it's the kind of like the guy in Game of Thrones. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Robin, who is Lady Aaron's son?
Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
Would you rather be like that for Dolores, though?
Yeah, definitely not that.
Yeah, I'm Sirius Black all day.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry, dude, but
Hey,
I
I
am
saw what I
not-
saw. There's only a finger left, man.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't think I could ever support Dolores Umbridge, especially when she's doing all the stuff at the very end. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
and if
there's no
Sirius
way.
Black knew the position we were in, he wouldn't want us to support Umbridge.
He would
Umbridge
get it.
anyway. Yeah,
He'd get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, another big one was: would you rather kind of track and then take on the Urukai,
Ooh.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
or it says climb the stairs? I think Joe's referring to when Frodo and Sam are climbing up the passageway that eventually gets to Shelob.
Yeah. Okay. I'm alone attacking the Urukai.
Oh, so I'm sorry. You're right, because I added the attack just because I read it quick. It's not attack. It's just saying track to Urukai. So would you rather do like the marathon run that Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are doing, or would you rather do the marathon climb that Sam, Gollum, and Frodo are doing?
both suck, Tony.
Both are horrible.
Both suck. And, man, they really do suck. I don't know if I could make it up the stairs, so I'm going to do the run.
Yeah. Honestly, it's one of those things where, like, if you fall in the run, you fall. But if you
the
fall on the
you're dead.
stairs, yeah. But there's also a level of, well, then you don't have to do it anymore,
Yeah.
which is, like, not great. But
Also, Sam and Frodo were doing it at the worst time. You can't tell me, not one person from that army looked up and saw two people climbing up the steps, Tony.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
cinematically, I get the tension, but
Yeah.
also, like, the fact that it was a multi-day thing, they had no water,
Yeah.
they had to sleep on the side of some of the big stairs.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know.
If you rolled too far, you fell off. Tony.
Yeah, so I would 1,000% track the Urukai.
Yeah. Because they're running away from you, Tony. You're
Yeah.
running toward them.
Yeah. We're tracing them,
Yeah.
you know?
And then you're going to come face to face with a huge spider at the top of the stairs. Like, who wants to deal with that?
Yeah, that sounds, yeah. I'd rather take on a pack of Urukai.
If you're going to die anyway.
Yeah, it'd be quick. I don't want to get poisoned then, you know what I mean? Because that was the other thing, too. It's like, she's not like Shelob's lopping you off.
Right.
Speaking of that, great segue. Joe also asked, who would win in these 1v1 battles? Shelob or Aragog? Aragog.
Does Aragog have his children?
Great question. I think that really, I'm going to say no. Because I think size for size, sentient for sentient, they're about the same.
Yeah.
Actually, probably Aragog's bigger than the Shelob, but it's kind of hard because Harry Potter's like 12 when they saw him, so
That's true.
12-year-old versus, but Frodo, that's a good size actually. You know what I mean? Like size
Yeah,
reference.
yeah.
So I bet they're both probably the same size.
We don't really see Aragog fight, mainly probably because he was old. He was Hagrid's pet. He was kind of taught not to fight.
Let's say in their primes.
Yeah.
But I agree, that's a good point. He was not taught to fight. He wouldn't hurt a fly,
Right.
but he eats flies. Isn't that what Aragog says? Or sorry, isn't that what Hagrid says when he's talking with Armando Dippet?
Yes. So, Shelob, well, she's like the daughter of some
Yes.
god, right? So she has some powers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like and Aragog's like a magical spider. So, I don't know. Aragog just
Their
seems-
heritage,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe because we know he talks, but then again, when Sam puts on the ring, he can hear her talk, right?
Yes, that's only when he puts on the ring.
Right.
Is when
Or no, he doesn't put on the ring. Bilbo puts on the ring in Mirkwood Forest.
yes,
he
and
can
he
hear
hears
spiders.
it. Yeah, right when you said that, I was like, wait, someone did hear the Mirkwood, but
So theoretically, if
it's Ungoliant is her mother's name.
yes,
I almost looked. I'll be honest. I literally almost looked it up because I was like, this is gonna bother me, but I remembered Ungoliant.
so theoretically, if Frodo put on the ring, he would also hear Shelob.
Yeah. So there's sentience there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough.
I'm
one.
going Shelob all day.
I was gonna say Aragog only because he was sentient, but I think Shelob's also sentient.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
So yeah, and
She's also the daughter of Ungoliant,
she's-
so power levels.
She's
not
way
there.
more aggressive. So I
It's the stinger for me. That was the only thing that was like the
Yeah.
fact that like, but also no, Slughorn extracts venom from him.
yeah, he's got venom. It's
So then can you PvP Spider v Spider with venom, or are they just like they're both
it's
immune?
Whoever strikes first, I think they're pretty even matched, Tony. It's whoever gets to strike first. I think.
But like,
wins.
if we're as humans, like if I have if you're poisonous and I'm poisonous, we bite each other. Does that like, are we immune to our own poisons? Like if we're the same species, I
Yeah.
would say probably.
Right.
But if you're not,
Yeah.
is there a level of immunity? Because you do have some, but it's probably immune to your own toxin. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. That's a good question.
you stumped us, Joe.
Yeah, I was
You
about to
stumped
say,
us.
yeah. I think that's the most like on the dime.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't go one way or the other because right when I said Shelob because she's poisonous, I was like,
Yeah,
no.
He's got venom
Aragog
too.
has venom too, so I don't know. It's a great question. All right, next and last one
Okay.
is the Borg or the Flood. Do you ever play Halo? You know what the Flood is? It's the infection.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're infected. Last enemy standing. And sorry, the Borg for our listeners
yeah.
is Star Trek, and Battlestar Galactica would be Cylons. That'd be a
Cylons,
good
yeah,
one.
so-
That'd be a good one too. But yeah, add the Cylons in there just for fun. But no, really, whole thought where I see where Joe's going is it's kind of like this hive mind mentality.
Yes.
And so, of course, you know, Flood was just kind of this infection that spread across these alien races that got to eventually the humans. in the Halo universe. And there's much more lore there. And honestly, I'd love to bring in someone who is like really
Right,
deep
yeah.
with Halo lore, because
Right.
the Halo lore is insane. I played the games, but haven't followed it like fully as much as I should. Where the Borg are same kind of principle, very much hive mind, but also they are assimilating individuals and then bring them into the hive mind. So
Yeah. So this is who would win.
yeah, who would win?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like the Borg are trying to assimilate the Flood is trying to infect the Borg.
Yeah.
And I guess that's really the question of, what's going on. Now, I do know more of the Borg stuff, and I don't want to just I want to hear what you had to say, and then I'll logic what I had to say
So
after.
if I remember correctly, when you're infected, you just become mind controlled, right?
Infection. Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. And you biologically change.
You biologically,
yeah.
but you don't. When you're assimilated in the Borg, you don't biologically. You're mentally part of everything.
You're
right?
mentally part of everything, and then you do have these. They have basically nanobots that go in your bloodstream that do alter some of your overall biological mechanisms to actual mechanical mechanisms. So you do change.
Yeah.
And then they do give you better things because it's kind of the principle of like the flesh is weak, iron strong. So they put stuff like that. Warhammer has the same logic of
Yeah.
servitors.
Yeah.
From the Mechanicus. But
So I don't know how much about either of them. I would say that the Flood is more dangerous, but if you get stronger skin, then I think the Borg would probably win.
yeah, I think the only way the Flood would win is if their infection would disrupt the the biology of either the nanobots, or they call them something else, nanites or something.
Yeah.
Or actually like killing the biological human that the Borg is taking over.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I think the Borg win actually all the time, because the whole point about the Borg is when they assimilate, they take in all your because you're not part of the collective, they take all your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences, everything. So they're getting like civilizations of knowledge.
Oh, and they know.
And they know everything. So it's like, really, it's like they're not in, their bodies aren't like impervious to diseases. But it's really hard to infect them because there's probably some world that they took over that had some head scientists that found the solution to this thing. So it's like, yeah,
So if
they're
they-
really a superhuman. And their whole point is they're trying to reach perfection.
Yeah.
The goal is perfection. So they always want to be better, and they're always striving to be better. So they always have to assimilate to ensure that they're getting the perfected knowledge.
So if they assimilate someone with the Flood, they already know everything about the Flood.
Already know everything about the Flood.
Yep.
But it might not be helpful because maybe you assimilate the biological person, but the
Oh,
Flood's
that's
like
right.
infected on them, so you
Yeah.
don't get like the infections knowledge. You get the biological person's knowledge, which
That's right.
their last
So it's-
memory is yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
right. That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Or maybe it works out, but I really do think the Borg would win out on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Personally, but
All right, so I've got one. So this one is from. I don't think either of us know this. This is a YouTube listener, Tony, that sent in.
ooh,
And they asked, if you had to live in one of the worlds that we've talked about on the podcast, but only as a background NPC, which one would you choose?
only as a background NPC.
Yeah, right. You can't do any of the action
Any of my franchises
that we've talked about on the pod.
that
Yeah.
we talk about on the pod?
Yeah.
Dude, such a cheapo answer, Star Trek. I mean, come on. They solved like
Yeah.
world hunger. They have replicators. So like, even though I'm not in like the stuff of it.
Yeah.
Wait, you said sci-fi, right? Sci-fi or fantasy? Anything we talked
Anything
about.
on the pod.
Okay.
Anything on the pod. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to go Star Trek. The ease of life. I
Yeah.
mean, come on. And the fact there's no currency, so it's literally like you do what you want to do. Pretty cool. I do Star Trek. That'd be like my sci-fi one. But if I do like a fantasy, you gotta go like. Because here's the problem: can I be an NPC but a wizard in Lord of the Rings? But there's too few wizards that you would not be not involved. So there's no way.
Correct. Yeah.
So it can't be that. Same thing with like Harry Potter. You're just a normie, probably. You know what I mean? Like you could maybe be a squib or something. I don't think
Yeah.
you have magical abilities. I think
Right.
that's gonna like bar you from it. So
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Star Trek.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So yeah, it's for me. It's certainly not Game of Thrones because that sounds terrible. There's just war constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. I don't know. I wouldn't mind just being a dwarf hanging out in a cavern. I don't think.
Oh, for sure, Mark.
think-
that's you. I mean,
yeah.
come on.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be fine. as
That'd be
Lord of
so
the Rings. Or in. If you say Harry Potter, you're like a Muggle, and that's just what we are now. So like, why?
Yeah,
why-
nothing
why-
changes. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you could be a wizard, then it's like, yeah, one seems like easy, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Certainly not going to be a farmer on a desert planet with two sons trying to moisture.
Yeah, moisture farm.
Yeah.
Golly, that would suck.
No, thank you.
But here's the thing too. I think you'd be a dwarf, but would your answer change Lord of the Rings if you had to be a human though?
If I had to be a human,
Would that change at all? You can still hang out with dwarves.
still hang out with dwarves. I mean, living in Minas Tirith is probably not all that bad. Or in Rohan.
Okay, actually, let's go deeper. Would you rather choose Rohan or Minas
I'm a
Tirith?
country guy, so I'd choose Rohan. Yeah, the countryside. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm not a big city folk.
Minas Tirith would be too cramped, I think.
Yeah.
I would go visit because I'm big into history, and that's where the history is. So
Yeah, dude. Me, Gandalf, was reading about the ring, smoking
Yeah,
a pipe, and you're
yeah.
just like reading about.
Or I don't know, maybe a simple plebes like us won't have access to the archives anyway. So
Hey, I know Gandalf. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Let me in, man. Fantastic. And this is actually my last one. So this is from Austin.
Okay.
So, brother-in-law to Joe.
yes,
Been listening to the pod, getting involved, and I'm not going to say, don't want to put the cart before the horse, and I do want to talk about this in a little bit. I also got him onto Warhammer.
okay,
So, might be something in the works in the future. But, with all that being said, he says, with Avengers Doomsday coming out, it's set to be one of the biggest movies of the year. With the superhero fatigue over the last several years, and with many people tuning out, what could this movie do from a character and or story perspective to recapture that cultural significance that like the Avengers Endgame and Infinity War achieved? And do you even think it's possible to achieve? You know what I mean? Because like the hype around it right now is like
right.
now they just brought out the fact that could they bring out a character? Could they change something?
Yeah.
Like any thoughts? This is like your Marvel. That's why I was really glad
Yeah.
Austin asked this question because I'm like, dude, this is like Mark 1,000%. Yeah.
Can they capture the same level? No, because Endgame had a decade plus of build up for it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only been. Well, I mean, I guess it's been like.
Well, I know it's crazy
7
to
years.
think about. And you're right; they did have the build up because they're doing all the individual storylines.
Yeah.
and they're kind of
Yeah.
going toward that route.
Now it's been like 7 years,
Mm-hmm.
so almost a decade, but it hasn't been the same build up because now the new ones have not been as good.
They have not been received well.
The only reason I think that this one has so much hype is because we know Robert Downey Jr. is in it.
But do you really? That's crazy to me that like a whole franchise is hyped around one actor. It's
And we know now that Chris Evans is going to make an appearance in it.
mm-hmm.
And so it is crazy, but I think that is
Something that
clear
could turn the
evidence.
tides.
Well, clear evidence that the franchise has fallen and it became oversaturated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The fact that the hype is built around actors, not.
yeah, coming back and not the storyline.
You're right.
I don't know.
That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a really, really good point. It's like, what are you trying to sell here? You're right.
Yeah.
Are you selling us on the actors? Or are you selling us on the characters?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So, am I going to watch it? And do I hope it's good? Yes, but
Absolutely.
I don't think it can match
Mm-hmm.
Endgame.
Yeah. Our hope is always. By the way, our hope for everything is always. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
We just hope that those hopes are not put to test.
And
but-
here's the thing: when and we've seen it with other franchises too, but when Marvel's dominated the theaters for a decade plus,
Mhm.
it's not gonna dominate it for another decade, right?
It can't. Yeah.
So
Well, just the way they've been doing. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, they've been dominating, but I think the last few releases have not been that good.
No, they haven't. And so the best ones this cycle has been the last Spider-Man movie that came out, and Deadpool Wolverine were the two best. The other ones really were not anything to write home about. Thor
Yeah.
4, the last Doctor Strange movie.
Yep.
There are so many comics and so many superheroes, and they're trying to build a new team, but no one's interested in the new team.
Well, they keep choosing
Yeah.
the superheroes where it's like, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
Right.
Like, they need to stop. My biggest thing is like, stop looking at, well, okay, truly, I really believe that, yes, they probably had a crazy big budget toward the beginning, but when they're doing those original superheroes, I promise you, like, there's some standard ones they had to choose, but there's some other ones where, like, I literally think that you know, background was there. People are hyped about these ones, and, you know, you don't have to appeal from a whole survey of people. You know, because I think their biggest fear is they don't do a brand new character that barely anyone knows, but the diehard people are going to know, right? They're not making a movie for the diehard fans.
Yeah.
They're making a movie to make, you know what I mean, these huge millions.
Yeah.
The other problem, too, is that every single one of these movies, all these people think equate box office value equates to, like, success. So they're going, okay, well, if I just keep increasing my budget and I am forced to then bring that many people in, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the opposite inverse of Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite was ran on like $5 in a dream, and it's like, you know, made crazy amount of money and everything like that with no budget whatsoever. And I feel like as this budget creep gets getting more and more, it's like look at Avatar. It's crazy like how much money is going into these movies.
Yeah.
They're beautiful movies, but there's a level of like, this is a beautiful movie, but the story's absolute garbage.
Yeah.
And how are you going to stick around that? How are you going to make 8 movies out of this? Like, unless you're putting all your money in the, you know, these special effects budgets, you can only go so far until you're Fast and Furious or an Avatar, where people are just watching your movie for this pure cinematics of it.
Right.
It has nothing to do with story.
Right.
And I think Marvel fundamentally has so much background, so much character that you need to bring out those characters more, not stupid budget fight scenes that your characters are you bringing in and stuff like that. Like, you just get 100 really invested Marvel fans in a room and really listen to them. Don't listen to any of the noise, and I bet you're going to kill it.
Right.
There's no way they're doing that.
No. And
No chance.
It's been they've been focusing a lot on the heroes, Tony, and I think they would do well to focus a little bit more on anti-heroes.
Okay.
Or even
Or-
villains.
Well, yeah, they did that with like Deadpool.
So
That's a
Deadpool
good-
people loved. Venom did really well.
but I really hope they stop at Deadpool. Like the
Yeah.
slapstick shock of his humor and vulgar is great.
Yes.
You've squeezed the juice. Walk away.
Correct.
Same thing with Robbie Downey Jr. a little bit. I'm like, dude, guys, you squeeze the juice, walk away. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't know how to quit.
Right.
And unless they make some Iron Man turned into, well, that's the other thing. Sorry, I want to quickly add. If they made Iron Man turn into Doctor Doom in some way, shape, or how, that might be really interesting. And I think that will be like
Correct.
awesome. But if they don't do that and it's just literally him, but it's
From a
Doctor
different-
Doom
from a
and
different universe, yeah.
and they don't mention it, I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But sorry. But continue on your original point. My
Well,
bad.
my point is that like
Anti-heroes.
yeah, so like Venom did really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Carnage, yeah.
I think a new Ghost Rider would do really well.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
But
'cause
do you think he's gonna give it up, though?
I would love to see Nick Cage in it, but
Yeah.
his Ghost Rider is not technically part of the MCU, so they can do whatever they want.
Really? Oh, okay. I guess it was probably made by a different studio.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
I don't,
no,
I don't think
okay,
it was part of
yeah.
the. And so, yeah, so I'd love to see characters like that come into the fold, like more. Well, I guess we are going to see Nightcrawler again. So, you know, just stuff like that.
Exactly. And I think it's one of those things, too, of, once again, they're kind of going the Star Wars route. It's like, I'll be honest, I'm kind of sick of hearing Jedi. If you release a solid Sith movie, people are going to watch it. Oh my gosh.
There's a Darth Maul series coming out. Tony.
I know. Just release that. Like, people want this, dude. They want this. Please, you know. So I really hope they. I really hope they. Keep
I don't
going
know why
forward.
they haven't done a young Palpatine Plagueis movie.
I
you know.
know.
What I mean?
I think about that all the time. I think about how Acolyte could have been so amazing
Yeah.
if they would have just got their head out of the gutter. By the way, speaking of that, amazing lore news. We don't cover news all that much. It was confirmed that Dave Filoni's taken over for
I
Kathleen
know,
Kennedy.
it's-
I was like,
It's gonna be awesome.
I woke up and I was like, this day is going to be the greatest day of my life.
Yep.
Okay, maybe not. Birth of my son and marrying Jenna, that was pretty sick. Third best
Yeah,
day.
we go. Third, yeah.
But no, it was just like, I'm just so excited for, if I was king for the day
Mm-hmm.
and I had to, wave my magic wand, couple things. Number one, I would 1000% make movies have a strict budget.
Yeah.
I don't want these $100 million movies anymore. Like, actors are paid more than enough. Like,
Yeah.
figure that out, whatever. But still, like, when people make movies that high budget, they can only go so far.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and then you're forced to then put this slop out because you have to appeal to everyone because you can't be divisive and you can't go with the diehard fans. I think
Right.
that's just number one right off the bat. I really hope they do that. I hope Star Wars turns that around. And they're releasing The Mandalorian with Grogu
Yes.
movie. Super hyped about that. Second thing is like now, because all this recouping costs in theaters and everything, dude, we watch Fire and Ash, Avatar, just for Jen and I had tickets. Now, granted, it was like IMAX 3D, whatever, but still, just for Jen and I, our tickets alone, it's like $45.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So it's like a level of like, okay, so now, you know what I mean? Like the cost of this, the cost of that, streaming, it's like, but then now everyone's trying to go on these streaming formats. They're only doing 10 minutes episodes. Like, go back to Star Trek, do 20 episodes, have some that are kind of weak, and then have some that are unbelievable, but have the average overall tone of the series be really solid, and just kick it. Like, low budget, great writing. You know what I mean?
What's so hard about
I
it, Tony?
don't get it.
What's so hard about it?
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, and this is not a bad feels episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's frustrating because when I hear that question from Austin, it's so funny because it's like the answer is so clear and it's so uncomplicated. But because of the environment in which we're in, it's now complicated and it's now in question. Like, I really think Doomsday could fail 1,000% if they're not careful. I don't think it'll flop. I think just because you're saying Chris Evans and, you know what I mean, Robert Downey Jr., I think people are going to get through the door. But
Yeah.
sorry, I digress there. But I still believe that that's a big thing.
Yeah. And we always see, like, people tend to base success off of opening weekend when
I hate that,
you have
too.
to go through the whole run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people like me wait until opening weekend's done to see what the reviews are before I decide to go see it. You know?
Yeah. Like, nothing has been so good. I was like, oh, I'm going to except Avatar. We didn't look at any reviews or anything because we knew, like, dude, we're not looking for this plot. We're watching it for the cinematics. Let's watch for the cinematics. And also for, like, people, exactly like us. It's like, we can't just go watch a movie. Like, we literally had to wait till it was a day where Peter's daycare was open, but Jen and I both took the day off because it was a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we're paying for daycare. Might as well drop Peter off. So we dropped him off and then went to the movies. It's like, no other time could we have ever went to the movies, you know what I mean, with a 10-month-old. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just tough. It's hard to get people in theaters. And people are getting such good home theaters now, too. It's like streaming services are going to eat them up quicker. So, I don't know. There's some environmental variables that are coming into play.
But like you said, now a movie ticket is twice as what it was when we were in high school. You know?
Quadruple. I mean,
and
it's crazy.
I like going to the theater. I like going and getting a bowl of popcorn and watching a movie. But sometimes, you know, it's an expensive date night now. You know
that alone. So I literally did the math of it. So I'm not gonna lie. If I'm going to the movies, if it's like high school or something, I'm bringing in like 13 things in my pockets. 1,000%. How you doing? But now I'm an adult, make money. Yeah, I should definitely support local theaters. You know what I mean? Everything like that. And also, I go so few. It's like, okay, when I walk in, I'm gonna get a Blue Icy, Reese's Pieces, let it ride.
Yeah.
Jen's gonna want a large Diet Coke. Popcorn. Perfect.
Done.
Go in there, and for a second I thought they charged our movie tickets twice, and then on top with all the snacks, but no, just the popcorn, Diet Coke, Reese's Pieces, and Blue Icy. It was like $40.
Yeah.
Something crazy. I was like, dude, what is it? You know what I mean? So it was like $80+ just to watch this movie for the cinematics. I mean,
well, since no one goes anymore, they got to up the price just to stay open.
Exactly.
So
it's such a tough thing, and I get it. So I don't know. You can't really solve it all in one, but Austin, that was an absolutely fantastic question. I really, really hope they can pull it out.
Yeah.
I really hope. For love of God, please let it be a lore thing. Don't let it be this ultimate dimension where, you know what I mean? He's not even Tony Stark. It's just some random dude. He's like, I'm Dr. Doom now.
It just looks like Tony Stark.
Please. And even if it's like, oh, I'm Tony Stark, and then I use Iron Man for bad. Like, I think that's better and more believable, but please don't let it be some random dude. They don't even call him Tony Stark or anything. I'll be very upset.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Something. Let it be lore-wise,
well,
please.
Yeah, the actual comic book character for Dr. Doom's name is like Victor Von Doom. So if he introduces himself as Victor Von Doom, then he's not even Tony Stark, and we're like, oh,
it's gonna be such a bummer.
Yeah.
Pick another freaking actor. Like, please
Right.
make it. You know what I mean? Or maybe let that be his alternate ego. Like, he left Stark Industries for some reason, and then got frustrated with his dad and took some of the tech and then made his own thing, and he couldn't say Stark anymore because that's associated with Stark Industries. So let's call myself Victor Doom or something. I don't know. Like, please be something. Don't let it just be Robert Downey Jr. in that character. I think that'd be so silly, and it's just not going to go well. But so, Mark, do you have any other questions? I think we've ranted long enough about Marvel and the new things. But it's such a great question. We had to tackle it.
So this is I got one more, and this is for you, Tony.
Ooh,
because you know more about these than I do. But what do you think? Since we've covered both Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek in the podcast, which one of those futures do you think is more realistic for us to enter?
I don't want to. My feeling after that Marvel thing, I'm feeling not optimistic. With pure optimism, and if we really got out of our own way, I would love for Star Trek to be the more realistic future. I believe that we have the capability as a species to, whether environmental variables are going to help us or not, either way, there's a lot going on politically, geopolitics, everything like that. But if we truly got out of our own way and saw a better future, I think Star Trek is 1,000% achievable. I think there's amazing technology, amazing thought processes, and amazing endeavors that we can do as a species but also being realistic. This whole utopia of Earth and this and that, unless we find a replicator, because really that's what the turn of events was. Star Trek has a very similar, not similar, I hope not similar, but the nuclear holocaust, everyone pulled themselves up by the bootstraps, basically was like, we can't do this, humanity needs more. So basically it got really bad before it got really good. And then eventually they got to a point where they started really focusing their efforts on space travel because they realized that, hey, we gotta have more resources, right? We're kind of resource locked here. Instead of fighting ourselves for resources, let's go see if there's an abundance out there and kind of go out there and go on that. And then as they're traveling and doing more things, they have warp travel, they figure out technologies from other races, and then replicators come in. And when replicators come in, what's the point? Because you can just make everything at the snap of a finger. So I'd love for that to happen. Realistically, I think we're way more Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I think now, do I even believe in some kind of singularity AI event where the machines are going to take over and everything like that?
Skynet? I know that's Terminator, but...
Yeah, Terminator, very similar. Cylons, you know what I mean? Thought process. I really don't think so. I mean, there's so many Asimov's books that if anyone they're worth, you know what I mean, anything worth their salt in technology, I think there's going to be a level of greed, and maybe we don't look at that, but still, either way, I don't really believe that we're going to have this huge robot uprising. There's just too much logistics things that happen, and for them to take over. And I think sometimes when people start overestimating the AI capability, it's funny, you just go and show them 40 examples the other way, and they're like, oh, wait, this is not as advanced as you think.
Yeah.
So, pluses and minuses. I think more probable, sadly, I would love for Peter to live in a world of Star Trek. And I think we'll have if anything, it'll just be a better version of Battlestar Galactica. Maybe not Cylon level, but the fact that we're reaching the stars, getting resources, but it's still very much not this utopia, everyone's united under the Federation, but I think rather we're still kind of humans being humans, but we have spacefaring capabilities now.
Tony, let's just create the world's first replicator. Call it a day.
Exactly. It's all we got to do. We got to figure out how to split all this material into their, genetic and atomic makeup, and then we're money. And then just recreate it.
What do you? I bet someone somewhere is trying to figure that out.
Yeah, but it's always like this. It's just like Full Metal Alchemist law of equivalent exchange. You got to deconstruct something. You know what I mean? But I think the other thing too is figuring out. It's really figuring out having the capability of doing a metallurgical just overall analysis of these makeups of these metals and alloys, and go 3D printing is really cool. That's probably our closest thing. The fact that we can just 3D model something, plug it into your USB, throw it into the 3D printer, and then have it print something. That's replicator-esque.
Yeah.
We just got to get more smart with that. So we'll see.
We just can't eat the cheeseburger that we 3D print.
Exactly. You could eat it.
You could, but you probably
It would
shouldn't.
probably not be good. Nope. Actually, we do not condone that on the Live Laugh Lore Pod.
Yeah.
Do not eat 3D print, especially SLA resin.
Yeah.
Resin will hurt you.
The replicator, I've always wanted since we were kids, Tony. If you remember in the Spy Kids 1, they had those little packets that
Yes.
they just put in the microwave, and it's a whole freaking Happy Meal.
Dude, it was back
That's
when
all-
the McDonald's
Yeah.
fries, there was in the M
Yeah,
red.
that's
Oh.
all I want, Tony.
Dude, Junie pulling that out, I was like, hachi machi.
Yeah.
Or in Back to the Future, where she has like the little puck of pizza, and they're like, Grandma, you can't eat all that. They put it in the microwave thing and pulled it out, and it's like a full extra
Yeah.
large pizza. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, this is sick. Which is funny because that should have already happened.
Right, exactly.
See, we're
Yeah,
down on our
'cause we're-
community.
Yeah, you're right. 10
We're
years
past-
ago.
Yeah.
Or
Isn't that
almost 11
crazy?
years ago. Because it was 2015 when
Yeah.
you were in the future.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Like my dad was telling me that, like when we were, I can't remember, well, either way. Whole point is we were growing up, and I think we were watching Back to the Future, and he saw 2015. He's like, dude, that's when you're graduating high school. It's like, whoa. And then I remember, I'm like sitting there in my head, I'm like, dude, we're gonna have flying cars. This is crazy.
right.
And like skateboards that float, like this is wild, But
Then that didn't happen.
nah. Maybe.
Well, there's...
Maybe when Peter's in high school,
Yeah.
it's like 2040 or whatever. I don't even know.
It's funny because one of those... There was a Sweet Life on Deck when we were younger, and there was an episode where Cody tries to make a reservation at a French restaurant.
Oh
And they're
yeah.
like, yeah, I think it was like either 2024 or 20, something like that. And we passed that day, and I was like, oh, we're old. And then there was another show, Good Luck Charlie, and they have like a flash forward to, I think it was like January 7th, 2026. And so a couple days ago, it was all over the
Really?
internet.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
And it was like, oh my God, all these,
Yeah.
we're so old because our childhood shows, flash forwards,
Are catching up
are now in the past. It's
So Star Trek Deep Space Nine has the Bell Riots, which is a pretty significant point. Whole point is there's some turmoil and everything. Benjamin Sisko actually gets launched back into the past, but yeah, it was like 2025, I think, and that was a big Star Trek one where everyone's like, the Bell Riots should be happening. It was like September 2025 or something like that, maybe October or something. But either way, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And it was like released in the night. It was before I was born. Something before I was born said 2025. It's crazy.
I know we'll be dead, Tony, but if Riverside, Iowa does not have a huge party on Captain Kirk's birthday,
Yeah.
Then,
Come on.
I mean, we're several thousand, right? Or 100 years away. I don't
Hundreds.
know. Hundreds. Yeah. Okay.
Well, because it's kind of interesting because it's Zephyrin Cochrane is the one who did the warp drive, first warp drive, and I think that's like, 21st century.
Oh, so we may be alive for that thing.
22nd, sorry,
22nd, so we'll be
21. Yeah. Who knows, Mark? Maybe the singularity happens, and then
That's
we're just like chipped into some server.
Well, Tony, there is a chance we could see the 22nd century. I mean, we'd be like 104, but there is a chance we could see it.
Dude, just drink Diet Coke what is that? Do you remember those interviews?
Yeah.
That she's like, I drink Dr. Pepper every single day and smoked a pack, and
Yeah. There's,
I've outlived all my doctors. It's like, what?
Yeah, this one old actor, he's like, I smoke 12 to 15 cigars a day. And he's like, what does your doctor say about that? My doctor's dead.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like 99.
Yeah. That was like in a Jimmy Carson
Yeah.
interview. I remember seeing that. He's like, this is my 16th cigar today. It's like, what? 16? Like,
Yeah.
my God. Still living. But there's like a level of like, I think people who live really poorly,
Yeah.
meaning like they're horrible to their body.
Yeah.
It's almost like this weird thing where they've somehow unlocked. It's like they're not. There's almost a level of like maybe it's just because they're not stressed because they're just doing whatever they want to their body and they just live so much longer. It's like what?
Yeah.
How are you? Like this Olympic runner is like falling ill, and then this guy over here is just smoking and drinking and everything and doing totally fine. So
Yeah. It's,
relax, kids. That's what it's all about.
yes. There's no rhyme or reason to it, Tony.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like that. I can't imagine drinking all that and doing all that is.
Yeah.
I think
we
if
don't,
this
we don't
stats-
condone it on this
No.
podcast. Right?
If it was actually statistically,
Yeah.
prominent, then I think a lot of people would do it. But now, it'll all work out. But no, this is awesome, Mark. I cannot believe Year of Our Lore 2
Part 2.
in the books.
Yep.
Very excited for Year of Lore 3. Everything we got included. We'll figure out our 12 episodes and we'll keep everyone reprised. But yeah, for the most part, this is just love to see it. Love to see where we're at. Always good to reflect and also move forward.
Yes. And thank you, listeners, for listening. We wouldn't do it if you didn't listen. So
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in every other week. Now it'll be once a month, but we'll still be here, like we said.
Always.
But thank you.
Yeah, thank you, absolutely. And also reach out for anything like that. Mix up ideas, what ifs, all that. Love to see it.
Yeah.
And if you ask yourself, hey, where can you reach out for mix up ideas or what ifs or any of this kind of stuff, or just overall remarks on the podcast, we'd love to hear it. You can go on Instagram or X at the Live Laugh Lore Pod, or you can also email us at the Live Laugh Lore Pod, pod@gmail.com. That's live laugh lore pod@gmail.com.
Thanks, guys.